William.
Yes.
Hey, you know this movie's unrealistic?
Yeah. Oh, really? A
Yeah.
movie
Well, I
about
could believe
people who get
everything in
sucked
this
into a
movie.
video game.
I could
It's unrealistic.
believe a magic board game. I could believe being teleported into a magic board game. I can believe Nick Jonas being a playable character, right? But you know what's the one thing that ruins the immersion of this movie? The one thing that
What?
makes this movie unbelievable.
What?
There are people using Sony phones.
Shut up.
No, it's not just that. There are more than one people using Sony phones, William. That's
Okay,
what makes this movie unbelievable. If it wasn't for that, I would have believed this was a true movie, alright? I would have believed this was an actual documentary.
Oh my god. Okay, sure. Wait, you say that, but I'm just astonished by the fact that Sony makes phones. I didn't know
Yeah.
they made phones. I never knew.
Hey, William, they need to do something they need to make money somehow after selling away the Spider-Man toy rights, okay?
Oh my god, yeah, they just couldn't,
That's-
keep
hey,
selling
nice
on their
callback.
televisions and fucking whatever
right.
the hell,
Yeah,
video
hey.
games.
Yeah, I was really so fucking off tilted in this movie. When I said that, so I was like, "What the fuck is that phone? Who the fuck uses that? Nobody uses those fucking phones. No fucking high school student would use. High school kids would rather shoot up a school than use a Sony phone."
Oh my god!
What a turn!
it took a real dark turn there.
I know, but don't worry, there's no school anymore, so it's fine.
Sure. They're no longer school shootings because there's no
Yeah,
more
there's
school.
no more. Sony did it. Sony stopped school shootings.
Okay. So wait, no, it wasn't exactly Sony that did this though. Unless you're trying to tell me there's a conspiracy theory where Sony released a virus, but who would believe that nonsense?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so hey, what's up? We're talking about Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle. We're talking about the Jumanji remake or reboot, or the fuck.
It's not even a reboot because it actually acknowledges the previous movie.
So it's a sequel.
So yeah, it is a sequel in it's
In a sense.
so it's a sequel in a sense.
It's the same continuity.
It's in the continuity. Yeah, sure. Okay,
Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so there's something I want to straight up get off right at the back. Besides my Sony phone rant, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's something else. How many timelines exist in the Jumanji universe now? Because there are multiple timelines in this universe now, right? That's something that occurred to me after watching this movie. There are multiple timelines in this movie now.
You're talking about the whole time travel thing, yeah?
Yeah, so
Actually,
cause,
no, that is.
I just want
Mm-hmm.
to do a quick throwback to the original Jumanji we want. So in that movie, it established two timelines. There's a timeline in which Robin Williams' character is completely disappeared into the timeline, and then there's a timeline where he travels back from that timeline, thus creating a new timeline with him and Bonnie Hunt, which I don't remember the characters, the love interest in that movie. Name, right?
To be fair, I haven't seen it in a long while.
Yeah, but I remember the actress for some reason. I don't just remember the actress's name, the character's name. But there's two timelines established in that Jumanji movie, right? There's one with Robin Williams and Bonnie Hunt's character, and then there's the one where they know of the event of Jumanji, right? So in this movie, it's obviously a branch. Is continuation of a branch from one of those universe, but in this movie it established another timeline universe where we have Nick Jonas's avatar. I don't remember the character's name, that his real character, Alex, yeah, Alex, where he travels back, where he appears in a new timeline, a new timeline now, but he knows the event. So that doesn't mean there are at least 3 movie timelines in the Jumanji universe.
I mean, in the first one, if we're gonna seriously be talking about this, in the first one you got basically Robin Williams' character, and he basically ends up, he wins the game, he goes back to his own time. So this is before the kids were born.
Yeah.
And so assuming that through that, because everything on his end is fixed and he hasn't disappeared, then everything that did happen doesn't happen, right? And so he lives life as normal, and then he has the kids, or he doesn't have the kids, but he meets the kids again, and so the kids. But
those kids don't know the events. It's the problem.
The kids don't know. This is where it's I know this is where it gets a little weird, especially with how this movie goes into it, because it's everyone acknowledges that it happens, everyone remembers that it happens, right? So the thing is, with Alex, he's in 1996. So
Yeah.
let's say okay, to make it easy, Jumanji is only one timeline because they fixed that timeline. Okay.
Okay.
So it's only one timeline so far here, but then you got this thing happening, and so along in this timeline in 1996, you have Alex who gets the board game and he doesn't play it, but of course it turns into a video game, and then you have it so that Alex is in the game, and then it's like 20 years later, it's in 2016. Then you get these high school students, right? And then they play the game. And then they all work together. They beat the game. But Alex leaves first, and then but he goes back to 1996, and then he apparently everything on his end is fixed. Yeah. But all the kids also go back, and it's like for them everything was basically fine, but the only real major discrepancy is like they know what happened, and it's not like it's not the same thing with like in the original Jumanji. So it's weird.
That was the thing that got me about this movie was how it's when I first watched, because I haven't watched this movie in like 3 months or so. I saw this movie like 3 months ago, by the way, before the sequel came out. When I first decided to watch it, but that was the thing that got me about the ending of that movie was when we see Alex, Nick Jonas's real IRL character, who's not a girl, by the way. It turns out it's not a girl.
No, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, so it turns out that there's multiple that he knows the event, but he shouldn't have gone to a different timeline, but he exists in the same timeline where it existed for some reason. So it was very weird and off-putting because I don't understand how time travel works. Well, it's not really time travel. I don't understand how the laws of this universe works.
I mean, it made sense in the first one, to be honest with you. Because it's like, oh yeah, he goes back to his original time, and so because of that, then, it's like everything's kind of fixed. Because it's like, he had to disappear, but because he's not gone now, everything else that happened no longer technically happened in his past, but it's no longer his future. Right? So that's his own thing. But here is like, they're saying, like, with the kids, like, I don't know, because it's like, it's very weird.
Yeah.
It's just trying to wrap your head. If they did it the same way in the original Jumanji, it would have made a lot more sense. But trying to wrap your head around this is a little. Yeah. It's giving me a bit of a headache.
It's very strange, because as far as we were then. If they followed this movie log, then that means that when in the original Jumanji, God, we just go back to. Can we talk about the original Jumanji at this point instead?
Look, man, I have to honestly rewatch the original Jumanji. It's been a long while. To be honest, though, I do remember a good bit of it.
I could recall more of the original Jumanji than this movie, to be honest. And I haven't seen the original Jumanji in years.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. Like, if anything, like it sticks with you. I don't know. It's probably.
It's that nostalgia, that childhood. That's how they get you. That's the scam. That's the Hollywood scam. Is what they call it. We call that a nostalgia bait in Hollywood. Yeah, but it's just really weird about how the timeline in this universe works, right? Like that was it was really awkward. I was trying to figure out how this timeline works. Because that means there's an alternate timeline now. Okay, I'm going to go back to the original Jumanji real quick. But there's an alternate where Judy and Peter, I think those were the kids' name. Where when they went back after they finished the game, did they meet another version of Alan and Bonnie Hunt's... I don't remember Bonnie Hunt's character, where they acknowledged the event of Jumanji, right? Is that how it will work?
No,
it's really weird.
Because the way this happens is like you get Robin Williams' character, and everything in the movie happens. And then they beat the game, and then he ends up going back to his original time.
I feel like what's coronavirus, coronavirus gets defeated, right? Because that's how it gets defeated, right?
Sure, yeah.
We're gonna meet up. We're gonna get a chalkboard and a whiteboard and all that shit, and we're really gonna pinpoint this fucking movie out. We're really gonna try to figure out how the Jumanji timeline works. All right.
God, dude.
Look, people say that the X-Men universe. The X-Men universe, movie universe timeline doesn't make any sense. We're gonna discuss deep dive into the Jumanji universe timeline, alright? I feel like there's a bigger conspiracy theory going on in here. I feel like there's a bigger... I feel like the Jumanji timeline is way bigger than any other movie timeline that ever existed. All
I don't
right.
know, man. I don't
Star
know.
Wars, fuck the Star Wars timeline. Fucking Lord of the Rings timeline, fuck that, and then all that's irrelevant. The Jumanji timeline is the source of time travel, okay? And we can crack the code of the Jumanji timeline. We can crack the code to time travel, okay?
Sure. God,
Okay.
I don't. Okay, but anyway, we should get back on track of what we're
We should
trying to
actually
actually talk about.
we should actually talk about this movie now.
Yeah. Okay. So, as per usual, I will continue. Not continue, but I will discuss the plot synopsis that is provided here by the Wikipedia, and then afterwards we'll talk about I guess the details of the movie.
Yeah.
Ignoring the time travel thing.
Yeah, going to time travel thing.
Anyway, it says here. In Brantford, New Hampshire, in 1996, teenager Alex is given a game.
Good
of,
year. I heard that was a good year.
Yeah, I was a young lad at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Time travel was invented in that year.
God, Jesus. Anyway, in 1996, teenager Alex is given a board game called Jumanji by his father, who found it. Uninterested, Alex sets it aside, but finds it transformed into a video game cartridge after being entranced by the game's drum beats later that night. Opting to play the game, he finds himself sucked inside upon choosing a character. His disappearance results in his family's house to become known as Freak House, also due to its neglected appearance. So, 20 years later, in 2016, 4 Brantford High School students, Martha Capley, Bethany Walker, Spencer Gilpin, and Anthony Fridge Johnson, are sent to clean up the school's basement for detention. While serving it, Fridge discovers Alex's discarded video game system, which he and Spencer decide to play, encouraging the girls to join them. While picking playable characters, they are unable to select the first one, instead choosing the other 4. Upon starting the game, each is sucked into Jumanji, landing within a jungle in the forms of their chosen game avatars. Spencer, as a muscular explorer and archaeologist, Dr. Smolder Bravestone. Yeah, basically The Rock. Right.
Who by legal contract is not allowed to lose a fight in a movie.
Okay.
You know that's a thing?
Is that a thing?
No, but I think it only applies to Fast and the Furious movies. But there was a thing where the Rock has it in his contract. He is legally not allowed to lose an on-screen fight.
What, really?
I'm not sure if that applies to every movie or just the Fast and Furious, but I remember reading it where The Rock has it in his contract that he is not allowed to lose a fight in a movie. I'm not sure if it's in any movie he appears in or just Fast and Furious.
Oh, well, I mean, you can always look it up while I go explain the plot synopsis.
Yeah. How many times has The Rock lost a fight?
To be honest, I don't remember him. Well, actually, if we're counting Doom, the terrible...
Okay, that was before he was a real actor.
Okay, sure.
Alright, keep going while I look this up.
Yeah, okay, anyway. As, continuing. Fridge as diminutive zoologist Franklin Mouse Finbar, Martha as commando and martial arts expert Ruby Roundhouse, and Bethany as male doctor of cartography and paleontology Professor Shelley Oberon. So, while coming to terms with their situation, the group each finds themselves
it's any movie. Yeah, he is not allowed to lose a fight in any... Oh, hold on. You know who else is not allowed to lose a fight in any movie?
Who?
Vin Diesel and Jason Statham are not legally and not allowed to lose a fight in any movie they appear in.
Wow. That's...
Yeah.
That's such an odd clause to put into a contract, honestly. It's like...
Weird. Okay.
But okay, whatever. Fine. Anyway, where was I? The group each finds themselves with three marks denoting lives on their arms, with Bethany losing her first after being eaten by a hippopotamus. Spencer theorizes that if they lose all 3, they will die in real life. The group encounter non-player character Nigel Billingsley, the game's guide, who provides them with the game's narrative and their characters' backstories. The group learn that their goal is to end a curse on Jumanji, brought about by corrupt archaeologist Professor Van Pelt, after stealing a magic jewel called the Jaguar's Eye from its shrine, gaining control of all the jungle's animals. Nigel hands Spencer the jewel after stealing from Van Pelt, instructing the group to return it to a statue at the shrine and call out Jumanji in order to lift the curse and leave the game before driving off. Oh, nice. That one's done.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I heard that. I definitely heard that. But the question is, will it appear on audio? It's the main question.
No chance.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay, good. Good. So I can just edit in any sound effects at that point, right?
Yes, you can.
If I remember or bother to do it.
I mean, you
Which
said
I
it
probably
here right
won't.
now. No, you said it here. So you'll probably hear it. I don't know. But anyway, while coping with their avatars, their weaknesses, Van Pelt's men, and at one point Spencer and Fridge's animosity towards one another, the group encounter Alex operating the fifth avatar, pilot Jefferson Seaplane McDonough? I believe that's how you say
McDonald,
it.
yeah, sure, McDonald's. Just call him, yeah.
Yeah, who takes them to a... Yeah. Okay. Who takes him to a jungle house built by Alan Parrish, the game's previous player. So this is the acknowledgement where it's like, oh yeah, everything did happen before. Upon realizing... Okay, it's this one, like, so far, Austin, it's literally just been one singular timeline. Okay.
There's a deep conspiracy with the Jumanji timeline. I'm gonna look this up. You keep reading while I look up, is there a Jumanji timeline?
Okay, but I'm just gonna say, literally, there's only one timeline until the second movie happens, where it's a little confusing. Because honestly, considering the rules that they established in the first Jumanji, it shouldn't have happened in the second Jumanji. Anyway, where was I? Alan Parrish, the game's previous player. Upon realizing his identity, all are equally shocked upon learning how long he has been trapped in the game, Alex having believed himself to have been trapped for merely months. With a common goal, the group vow to help Alex return home with them. Dealing with further problems while heading for the shrine, the group coordinated to overcome the challenges given by the game, eventually reaching the shrine, where Van Pelt has been surrounded by a pack of jaguars and his own men. Working together, Fridge, Bethany, and Alex distract Van Pelt while Spencer and Martha outmaneuver Van Pelt with the game's mechanics, returning the jewel to the statue. Upon calling out the game's name together, the group destroy Van Pelt and return home. Returning to the school basement, the group find Alex is not with them, but are confused after leaving school to find the formerly dilapidated Vreek home. This is Alex's last name, so he was Alex. Alex Vreek. But to find the formerly dilapidated Vreek home is now restored and decorated for Christmas family gathering. The group soon find themselves greeted by Alex, now an adult who explains he returned to 1996, thus allowing him to lead a married life with children, with his elder daughter named after Bethany, who revived Alex with one of her lives in the game. The four students become firm friends after their experiences in the game, with Bethany becoming a better person and Spencer starting a relationship with Martha. When the group hear the drum beats of Jumanji coming from the game cartridge...
Why did you say that name?
What is... Oh my god.
Why did you say that name?
Stop. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh, I didn't... Anyway. From the game cartridge...
Say Martha?
Fridge crushes it with a bowling ball to prevent anyone else from playing it. And so ends the synopsis. I swear to God, Austin. I swear to God. I did not need to be reminded of bloody Batman vs. Superman again.
Look, remember, it wasn't a spear. It was a lance that Batman built because it was the lance that pierced Jesus, right?
Oh my god, stop. Oh my god. I'm so annoyed with that movie. I really am so annoyed with that movie.
Don't worry, it gets better. Don't worry, they fix it.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
How?
Don't release the Snyder Cut. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong movie.
Shut up.
Sorry, that's the wrong movie. That's the movie that doesn't have a Snyder Cut. That's where we actually watched the director's cut, and it didn't fix the movie.
God, dude. Yeah, I know. What a surprise.
Yeah.
God, I swear I hate that movie so much. They rushed. Wait, anyway, I'm not going to get into it.
Did we do a Batman v Superman spoiler, guys? No, I don't think we ever did one.
Did we not? I'm not rewatching that again, dude. I'm telling you.
I don't remember if we did a Batman v Superman spoiler cut or not. It's been so
Okay.
long. I know we did. I think we did it. I know we did a Justice League spoiler cast.
Did we? Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But I remember we actually did Batman v Superman. Weird. Okay. Yes. But anyway, yes. Continue on.
Okay.
Oh
so,
no, that's it. That's the ending.
No, yeah, I said so. That was the ending. That was the end of the synopsis. We're done with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
Oh,
But to be okay, so I guess to go into any positives, I mean, there aren't really a lot of negatives I can really say with this movie.
Well, there's a major negative I have with this movie.
Aside from the time travel thing,
and the Sony phone, I had no negatives with this movie.
And aside from the Sony phone, What other negatives do you mean?
Oh no! Those are my only two negatives with this movie.
Okay.
Time travel, and Sony phones. All right.
Okay. Jesus. But no, like literally, there was nothing wrong with this movie. Honestly, it was just it was a fun little adventure that you got.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. You don't feel cheated out of watching this movie. You know, this movie doesn't lie to you at any point. Actually, hold on. Did this? I don't remember what the original trailer had, but I'm pretty sure the original trailer just pretty much gave a good synopsis of the movie and what you're expecting. Like watching this movie, you don't feel cheated out of watching this movie. This was a fun movie from start to finish.
No, yeah, it was literally just it even had some good jokes in it. Even though
this movie wasn't Jumanji 2, all right?
I mean,
where it makes you mad at the end.
No, pretty much.
Wait till we get to Jumanji 2 and my Jumanji 2 rant, all right?
Oh my god! Wait, okay, but like fucking it's an interesting thing because it's like, the thing is, I came out of like I went into this movie like I know people were saying it's good, but it's like I still have my what would you call it, trepidation or I think it's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I had some trepidation with this movie because it's like. Mainly because of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
we know how that went. We know how that went with Ghostbusters.
But William, one of them is a beloved IP, while the other one isn't a beloved IP.
I mean, aren't they?
No, that's the joke. That's the joke.
Okay. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like here, it's like it's very much a standalone. They didn't really need. They didn't actually, honestly, they didn't depend on like anything from the previous film, and it worked well on just like on its own. It's like I think it's this thing because usually when it comes to like when they're reviving sequels or franchises or something like that, especially if you recently watched the Disney sequels for Star Wars, a lot of it they just depend on the nostalgia and nothing more.
Yeah,
it happened with Ghostbusters, and it happened especially with Disney. God, Disney with Star Wars. I mean. Because all they do is like, especially in Rise of Skywalker, where they was just like, oh, we'll just put in Palpatine. We don't explain it. We just put him there for nostalgia bait. Hopefully that'll tide us over, and then everything else is just kind of crap. And Palpatine couldn't save anything for shit, and everything was just devoid of logic.
He was a clone the entire time.
Look, they never even said that. They just said he just came back. They didn't even bother explaining.
Did you read how they finally explained it? They explained it in a fucking book, in a side book that they released.
No, yeah, I know. That's how you know how bad this movie was. This is god, but it's like, luckily you don't get that.
You're talking about Rise of Skywalker, not.
Not. I'm talking about Rise of Skywalker, not Jumanji, not Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
Because with Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, it's honestly just like.
It's a fun movie.
It's just a fun movie where you just you get four kids, they have their issues with each other, where you get these traditional, you get basically these it's stuff you've seen before. Like you get like the popular kid who used to be friends with the nerd, but then because he wasn't cool enough, he didn't want to be friends with him anymore. He learned how to be
cool,
right? And then you got the nerd who is also pretty much afraid of everything, and they make that pretty clear in just like a short 2-minute conversation or between his mom and a 2-minute conversation between his friend, and then it's just like because a squirrel came in, he's just scared out of his fucking mind because he's scared of the world because which is not. It's not exactly. It doesn't exactly help that his mother kind of reinforced the idea. She's all like, "Oh yeah, the world's a big scary place. Be careful," and then she leaves.
Yeah,
which is just like, wow, that's a wonderful mother. But you get that conflict between those two. You get this thing with Martha and Bethany, where Martha, she's like, stop it. I know
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, sure. But you basically get Martha who has issues with Bethany, not because of that they know each other. They don't know each other at all, but it's mainly because of prejudices or like how they conceive each other through the high school cliche type of thing. Like you get Bethany, who is basically the popular girl who's on Instagram all the time. She's just talking on the phone.
With her Sony phone.
Yeah,
she loves using her Sony phone to view Instagram.
And then she's very very much self-absorbed. Not really noticing anything else outside of herself.
Wait, I want to let you know something. If this was a real high school, people will bully her for using a Sony phone. All right.
God, dude, I look, man, I don't know what is with you and Sony phones, but like, I don't.
Look, I didn't know Sony phone was a thing until this movie. I thought it was just a made up product because Sony wants to plug, wants to remind people it's a Sony movie. Then I read it, I was like, oh, this is an actual phone. Why doesn't anyone know about this?
Huh. I mean, I don't know, man. It's either Android or like, I don't know, shit. But and anyway, but you get this whole thing where basically Bethany is very self-absorbed. She's the popular girl, and Martha kind of just like, she's just very much like, oh, you know, you're just like this. I only know you because you're the popular girl. Like, I only see you as a popular girl. I don't see anything else about you. And so she's just kind of like, ugh, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you get that's very much something you've seen in other high school things that you would probably watch before, like The Breakfast Club or anything by by the director of that. I don't remember his name.
John Hughes, right?
Was it John Hughes? I want to say it was John Hughes.
Hold on, hold on. Let's...
Just to be sure, because honestly, his movies I do like a lot. And he was very much a definition of the times of that those days.
John Hughes. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, I know I got it right. Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, he's better known for, maybe he's not better known. He's very well known, but he's also very well known for the Home Alone series, or at least 1, 2, and 3. And so, yeah, it's like you if you've seen that, you basically get it here, and then you get the typical resolutions for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's not something that is like forces itself on you. It's like, it's mainly it mainly knows that you're here to kind of watch the adventure, because it promises you that you'll get these characters come in. You come in for a few laughs while watching some fun comedy adventure stuff.
Some fun zany adventure.
Yeah, in the setting, in a video game setting. And then they're like dodging, like running from animals. You get the sense of it's a very jungle adventure.
Yeah.
They run from the bad guys. They fight the bad guys. They win over them.
It's like the video games that kids love because kids don't play board games anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You see that they made the point of that in the beginning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like.
No, hold on, but here's the thing. I'm pretty sure people like playing board games in 1996. Wait, remember, this is 1996. The only thing you had to worry about back then was polio and stuff like that.
Oh my god. Of course. It's only fucking polio.
If you had to worry about polio in 1996, right?
It's like the fucking 1700s. They only had to worry about fucking polio. We didn't have vaccines until 1997. Is this what you're telling me?
Yeah. It's not like modern days where you have to worry about polio, okay?
Oh my god. No, but that's you basically you promised this and then you get exactly that, and what and there's like they have a good bit of character development between characters. Right?
Mm-hmm. It's like they throw it all out in the second movie.
Oh really? I don't know. I haven't seen that in, the next level.
Wait. This is what we call foreshadowing in the industry, so it's fine. Nobody knows what this means yet.
Okay, fine. Which I don't like the sound of that. But basically, you get that there are talks between these characters, and honestly, it's like they have these short talks, and then people learn and people grow, that kind of thing, and it's not too much. It doesn't force itself in any way. Mm-hmm. And there's no forced conflict. There's only this one conflict, and it felt natural because it's like they were friends, that this and that, and you expected this to kind of happen at some point, and then it does, and then and then they get over it, and then they move on, and then it's just like, yeah, okay, this is fine. This is like, I mean, I wasn't expecting. To be honest, I wasn't expecting anything too deep from this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, at least this is probably the nostalgia coming back to me because I love the first Jumanji movie, but it's not like
that was a good movie.
Yeah, that has a lot more in terms of character development here. This one has a bit less, but it's fine because it works, and it's like, and it's never really forced or anything like that. But the whole point of it in the first one is because it's a character reflecting on their mistakes and then trying to prevent those mistakes from repeating it with the other characters, or he kind of understands his father's viewpoint more, that kind of thing. Yeah. So again, he's experiencing more of an understanding within himself, and his own really just made it the one character's like Robin Williams' character understanding that through all the other characters that he interacts with, right? Mm-hmm. And that was fine, but that was more focused on that. And here it's just it doesn't. The thing is with the premise of this movie, it doesn't promise any of what you've seen in the previous Jumanji.
Mm-hmm.
It only promises, oh yeah, the adventure and the fun, but we don't.
Yeah.
But and you get that, and
Mm-hmm.
for what little character development there was, it was fine. You
Yeah.
know, it's like it's. I mean that's basically it. I just enjoyed the movie a lot.
Yeah,
It gave
yeah,
me
I like this movie. This movie was fun. Everyone worked well, really good. I'm really wait, hold on. Was it in this movie? Or was it the second where they poke fun at the cliche of scantily clad female characters? Was it this movie? Fuck, or was
I
it the
don't
second one?
not really.
Oh,
I mean,
probably.
there was like there was like I mean she has like she has this like one throwaway in this movie where she says, "Oh, why am I wearing these clothes? I'm gonna get bit by like it's like
Oh
why
yeah,
in
it
a
was this
jungle."
movie. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I like how they had a throwaway line about that about scantily clad women in a dangerous jungle. I like that. That was a great line. I was like, yeah, it pokes fun. It pokes fun at that stupid character cliche trope.
Yeah, it does make fun of like of a few video game stuff,
Yeah.
like the NPC thing where you get like basically I believe his name was Neville or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, Nigel Billingsley,
Yeah,
basically the
yeah.
video game guide, right?
Yeah.
Where
Who
he's just
doesn't
kind of
have
like
an obnoxiously large nose, sadly.
yeah, and he's just there to spout like backstory stuff, and he's just like, and then it's just like it's just kind of funny
Yeah.
because he keeps repeating
Yeah,
it. He's
and
like,
he
of
only
course.
says one line because that's how NPCs only have one line to talk about.
Basically, so, if they're only programmed to say one line, then they'll just keep saying that one line.
That was good.
But yeah, it's not like overbearing in any sense. It's just a fun little adventure that you can watch. It's a popcorn flick, honestly,
Yeah.
and it's fine. It's fun. Honestly, I was just fine with it, if anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would definitely recommend giving this a watch. You won't waste your time with it.
Yeah, I enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, I honestly can't say too much about this movie because honestly, it just works fine as it's on it as it's.
Yeah, there's good moments.
As it is.
Yeah, like everyone worked off each other. There was a lot of good. There was a lot like because I'm not sure it's because The Rock and Kevin Hart keeps appearing in the same movie all the time, right? And that's just because it was because of that, but they did a good job. There was like, yeah, their characters playing another character, playing a character, if you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So and they played those characters playing another character as interacting as those characters, while as a character really well. If you follow my train of thought.
I mean, I'm following it, but I'm starting to get like a little bit of a headache because of it. So.
Yeah, don't worry. It's just don't worry. This is just like the Jumanji timeline, all right?
Oh my god. Okay.
Look, I'm gonna keep bringing up this Jumanji timeline.
No, yeah,
this
but
Jumanji timeline is really pissing me off now. That and Tony phones.
To be honest, the only problem with this movie, if it is a problem, like the thing is, when you think about it, it is a bit of a problem. But when you're watching the movie, it's not very much a problem because it's a resolution on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the whole timeline thing because you basically get one character going back and then he's fine, and then you get all these other characters who come back. But like technically, if he finished the game, and he's back all the way back there, then technically that should have changed everything. It should have been the same thing like it was in the first Jumanji, where basically that future that he lived is more his past and would have never happened anymore.
Yeah.
From that point onward.
Yeah, it should have made a split timeline, even though technically there's already a split timeline in this universe. I mean, we're really on about this Jumanji timeline, aren't we now? It's really getting to us.
God, but yeah, it's like it's honestly it's not something you like when you're watching it you get too hung up over until after you watch the movie. It's like wait,
And
but that's not how it should work.
it.
Yeah, but honestly, it's best that you ignore it because honestly, it doesn't affect your enjoyment of it at all.
Yeah,
and it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everyone had a good character resolution by the end of it. They all did like they all do the thing like yeah we all learn from each other yada yada, and everything like we all right and now we're friends. Let's go hang out. Let's go hang out at the cafe like high schoolers or whatever the fuck we do. Whatever the fuck high schooler does now. They go hang out at the 1950s our cafe, right? That's what high schooler does, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, they just go hang. Every high schooler loves hanging out at 1950s cafes.
God damn it! Shut up! Oh my god. No, but yeah, it's again, it's definitely worth a watch. Like honestly, I don't have anything more to say about it other than maybe the rating, which is like a solid 8, out of 10.
Yeah, it was good. I think the only idea like was how bad some of the CGI was. There was like some really weird CGIs in this movie that they used.
Yeah, I will say
that
the
distracted
CGI.
you, but then again, if we're using the video game argument, we can just say this is just bad PS2 errors, graphics.
Oh my god! No, yeah, that's fair. I mean,
if we could point out the inconsistency of the CGI, we could just use the argument that they're in the video game. This is just bad video game CGI.
Yeah, it is kind of. It especially becomes noticeable when it's like, oh yeah, these are our strengths and weaknesses when they pull that up, and it's just like, yeah, that looks a little jank, but you know.
I mean, those were fun. The only thing I hated the CGI that got me out of it was when they were at that snake pile and everything, when they were surrounded by snakes or whatever.
Oh,
you could obviously tell that these were really bad CGI snakes. But I think it would have been way more funny for comedic if they actually use like really obviously bad CGI snakes, right? Like just to make the immersion better. The fact that they tried to use a photorealistic snakes CG, right? But they were using like really bad, really like super bad quality, like PS like
if they just took it out from like a PS1 game or something like that, and it's just all blocks.
Look, if Sony could afford to make phones, they could afford to make PS1 graphic snakes, right?
I mean, to be honest with you, Austin, that does sound like a good idea, especially considering that they're playing on a cartridge rather than rather than a Blu-ray disc. Because if it was like on a disc, I would have accepted that fine, right?
Yeah.
But if it was like a PS1, I would have probably added more to the style of the game. Because in here, they're kind of trying to get their own style to it. Mm-hmm. And then if they did the whole PS1 thing, that honestly probably would have been a lot more fun. You could have also had a lot more fun with the visuals and possibly the sound too. And then you can catch on that nostalgia bit more. And then afterwards you can tell people to go buy PS1 Classic. Wait, have you bought the PS1 Classic yet? No, I had not bought the PS1
Everybody
Classic.
loves the PS1 Classic.
God, dude.
I still feel scammed for buying mine for $50 when it went on sale for $30 the next month. I was like, I got scammed for buying a $80 console at $50 when I could have bought it for $20.
But no, yeah, that would have been like, honestly, that would have been more to its benefit than anything else. Honestly, they could have done a lot more of that too. But
yeah, they just want to do some more video game jokes. They could have done stuff like that. But overall, yeah, there was like no real bad stuff except nitpicking stuff. There was like no real bad flaws with this movie. I really enjoy watching this movie. Like everyone it was a movie that where everyone was definitely having fun making, and you could tell by the end product. Like, yeah, there was a fun movie to watch, you know.
Yeah, it was just fun. You won't regret watching it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you definitely won't regret it when you watch the second one after everything they established in this movie.
Okay, you see, I don't like the sound of that. Like, honestly, watching this movie has actually got me hyped to watch the sequel, and you saying that is just kind of making me worry a little bit. I will be honest with you, I'm a little worried now.
But don't worry, it's fine. All right, I think that's all we have to say about this movie.
Yep.
Hey, you want to say anything else?
No, I'm done.
Okay, cool. All right, hey, join us next week as we further deep dive into the Jumanji timeline.
Oh my god. Okay.
Where the fuck these videos gets released?
Okay.
All right. Hey, wash your hands. Coronavirus is still a thing. Okay, thanks. Bye.